Hello and welcome. Did you know around 5% of the global population, including an estimated 3.1 million adults in the US, suffer from inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, which encompasses Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis? According to the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, individuals with IBD are more likely to have other chronic conditions and often sleep less than 7 hours a night. Common symptoms include abdominal pain, diarrhea, sometimes with blood, an urgent need for bowel movements, rectal bleeding, weight loss, fever, anemia, and even anxiety and depression. Researchers have noted an increase in IBD cases in recent years. However, despite its growing prevalence, current treatments are not effective for all patients, and new drug development efforts often fail due to an incomplete understanding of the disease's underlying causes. So what has changed? Over a week ago, a major cause of inflammatory bowel disease was discovered. This video is about an article written by BBC's Health and Wellness correspondent, James Gallagher. It has been a known fact that scientists and clinicians haven't fully understood what causes IBD, but that has now changed. So what did they discover? UK scientists have identified a significant factor contributing to inflammatory bowel disease, IBD. They discovered a vulnerability in the DNA found in 95% of people with IBD, which predisposes certain immune cells to malfunction and cause severe inflammation in the intestines. The research team has also identified existing drugs that appear to reverse the disease in lab experiments and are now planning to conduct human trials. The most prevalent types of IBD are Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, affecting an estimated 500,000 individuals in the UK. It often begins during the teenage years or early adulthood. Lauren Golightly, who is now 27, first experienced symptoms at 16, including stomach cramps and blood in her stool. Initially attributed to partying, it wasn't until she was 21 and undergoing surgery to remove her appendix that doctors diagnosed her with Crohn's disease. 3 years ago, she required an emergency stoma after part of her intestines shut down, and she continues to take a lot of pain medication due to the numerous surgeries she's had. "It's not the life I'd aspire to be living," she says. So what is the issue? A significant factor in IBD involves white blood cells known as macrophages. These cells inundate the intestinal linings, releasing chemicals called cytokines, which cause severe inflammation. While inflammation is a normal part of the body's defense against infection, excessive and prolonged inflammation can lead to serious health problems. Researchers at the Francis Crick Institute and University College London conducted an in-depth genetic analysis to understand the root cause of IBD. The researchers identified a segment of genetic code, or DNA, that acts as the macrophage's master regulator of inflammation. Dr. James Lee from the Francis Crick Institute explains that this gene is at the top of the pyramid. It controls the array of inflammatory chemicals released by macrophages. Some individuals are born with a version of this gene that makes their bodies prone to excessive inflammatory responses. Dr. Lee stated, "This is undoubtedly one of the central pathways that goes wrong for people to get inflammatory bowel disease. It is the process by which one of the most important cells that causes inflammatory bowel disease goes wrong." Could we be looking at an IBD-free world? Further experiments reported in the journal Nature demonstrated that drugs already approved for other conditions, such as cancer, could reduce this excessive inflammation. These tests were conducted using samples from IBD patients. Dr. Lee, also a gastroenterologist at the Royal Free Hospital, remarked, "We found not only how and why it goes wrong, but potentially a new way of treating these diseases." However, a new treatment for IBD isn't on the immediate horizon. Although the researchers have a head start with existing drugs, they need to develop a method to target only the macrophages to avoid side effects elsewhere in the body. Additionally, the drugs must be precisely calibrated to calm the IBD without compromising the body's ability to fight infections by turning off the beneficial aspects of inflammation. The goal is to begin clinical trials within 5 years. Ruth Wakeman from the charity Crohn's and Colitis UK stated, "This research is a really exciting step towards the possibility of a world free from Crohn's and colitis one day." She added, "Crohn's and colitis are complex, lifelong conditions for which there is no cure, but research like this is helping us answer some of the big questions about what causes them." However, genetic susceptibility is just part of the story. Factors such as diet and antibiotic use can also trigger the development of IBD. Sounds like big news for Crohn's and colitis sufferers. Hopefully, they can learn more while they prepare for clinical trials. Even though 5 years is a long time to wait, it is important for patients who have IBD for a lifetime. We will stay up on this topic and release new information on this breakthrough as it develops. Until next time, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe.